what's up? It's Kit time for another video, and been a while since I've done this. I kind of don't know if I still know how to do this. Long absence, yes. Explanation there. Been a lot of things going on in my life, and yeah, after the trip to the Philippines, they kind of caught up. But in that span of time, we've done a few things. We bought a lathe machine, made some lure blanks. Okay, actually solved a few issues that I had, and yeah, I mean, I uploaded that spinnerbait video about a half a month ago. So there's some movement, although it's not as fast as I want to now. We're gonna do an update on that spinner bait. I'm gonna make one from scratch, like the body and everything, and that's gonna be quite important for me because I need to make a few of those so that when I go to the Philippines, I have one of those for my toman fishing. Okay, and then also there we go. A few months from now, or a couple of months from now, we're gonna be moving, and hopefully with this move from this house, what's gonna happen is that we are going to be in a place where it would be closer to fishing. Okay, hopefully. All right, so today I'm gonna pull one from the archives, and I have two of these. And then I just told myself, like, hey, you know what? Might as well rig one of these because Wael just came back from Thailand and got me some hooks and some other stuff, and I promised him that I was gonna put them to good use. All right, so quite good hooks that he got. This is actually a sumo fishing hooks. I don't know if they're made in Thailand or whatnot, or Korea. They're made in Korea. I think they just rebranded this, but and the jig that we are going to rig is this. This is a braid tantrum, and this is called the Razor Stinger. Weird. So this jig is not for sale anymore, and what's interesting with this jig is that it has a lot of tie-in points. Okay, so your line, obviously, and then there's one there, there's one there, and then there's one there. So I don't know what the intention was when they made this, but we're just gonna put two. Okay, and something that's interesting is that you mount them in different places. So we're not gonna go overboard and tie more than two, but definitely yeah, a weird fast jig. Okay, this is something that, well, you can't find anymore. It's not in the market anymore. However, I'm thinking if there are guys that actually have this in their box, at least we have a record of a good way to rig them. Now this is kind of similar to a I think a Bentos, or no, not a Bentos, a Abyss. The Abyss jig actually also has that tie-in point that's at the back. Okay, so this one has a glow side. Okay, it says designed to hammer fish into submission. The unique design and jewelry quality holographic finishes make it nearly impossible for hungry game fish to resist. Cast one of these deadly fish attractors and swim it back for an intermittent jigging motion big fish love, or drop back where the fish are and jig it up and down. jig it in up and down motion. So actually, this is at an era where the Chinese were in control of the braid products. You can see here that it's under Pro Hunter tackle. And it's not to say that these jigs don't work. Okay, I'm gonna be using this, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be catching longtail with this. But anyway, let's go ahead and rig this. Now, for our tying thread, we're using fishing braid. Okay, this is actually fresh off of one of my bait casting reels. Just before I went to the Philippines, I respooled one reel, and I took this off of that. It was kind of too light. So this is about 0.8. Okay. This is marine blue for fish fighters. Cut this. 150. Okay. And I am using a length that's longer than what I need, but it'll all work out. Okay, so I will sort this out, and I will actually I am going to look for my solid rings, and then I'll get back to you guys when everything's set up. Okay, we have finished splicing our assist cords, and I mean, there's detailed videos of this, so I'm not gonna show you that. Now we are going to need 2 load bearing split rings. Okay, so choose wisely because this is a fast jig, and it will. Okay, so we have that, and we have the other one. So just for the sake of expedience, we are going to put the solid rings on. Now remember that these are fast jigs, and normally you don't need a load bearing split rings on these. However, you're putting 2 hooks, and one is direct and one is not. So what happens is that this back one here is load bearing while the other one here is not. So might as well put 2 load bearing split rings so that you don't really worry. Okay, so you have one that's there, and then one that's going to be connected here. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, I'm gonna bring you guys in closer as usual so that you can see exactly what's going on here. Okay, so this is a bit offset. So if you don't want this offset on the lure or on the hook, you just take a pair of pliers and bend them back. Or actually a wrench. Okay, I'm going to show you this trick. So I take the wrench. The wrench is actually easier on the hooks. So I take it. See? Just hold it. Now take note of the hook's direction, and then take your pliers. Okay, and what you do is also let that bite almost to the entirety, and then just bend it back. Just don't do it fast, do it slow, and then you'll see you can do it. I've been doing this quite a while and haven't really suffered failures, but then again, I'm not fishing with the hooks that I use these on, I'm not fishing for super giants. So I mean longtails and small yellowfin, and no damage. Now see, the good thing with the wrench is that you have a good leverage. Okay, and then okay, let me show you that. So you can see that it's actually skewed to one side there. The good thing with the wrench is that you have a long handle and it gives you a lot of control. So just bend it back. I mean, you could use a bigger wrench, obviously. This is what I have, so I'm using it. And then there we go. As you can see, now just a tad bit more. Okay. You can see it's straight. So very useful trick. If you don't want them offset, if they're slightly offset, that's fine. All right, so this very easy. All we need to do is just, now we need to measure first. Okay, if this is the top hook, you want the top hook to be just about there. There. All right, so that's that. Before you tighten, of course, you have to measure. That's looking good, like so. Now you need a tool to be able to pull this and pull this end, and then a pair of pliers to pull this end so that it's really snug. You can use our conventional pull tool, of course. Stuff is all over the place. Okay, so we're using this tool. Pair of pliers, pull that tight, and it's set. Now we can bind it. That's not gonna move. I find this too long, so we're gonna cut it. There we go. Just a tad bit. I don't want that too long. So what I want to do here is to make this bit as thin as possible. So I'm going back to the very back with the spiral wraps, and then making sure that the end there is secure, and then with very tight wraps go forward. They'll make it super clean. And as you can see, the color there is kind of darker than this because of the pressure that I'm putting. Okay, I'm just gonna fill up this part in the middle and then finish up. All right, now super glue, or we could do this later, up to you guys, but since we're here, I kind of don't like doing this here. I usually do them in batches, as I always mention. All right, there we go. Just a little goes a long way for this, and that stays. Now to make it clean, no, I'm actually making sure that everything is covered. To make it clean, put it somewhere where there's no air movement so that it's gonna stay clear. Otherwise you're gonna get like white stuff, white bits there. Okay, second one, and this will be here. Okay, so the position is going to be somewhere near the tail. Well, where this is at, that's where it's gonna be. Okay, once again, tighten it. We need our pull tool and a pair of pliers. So here we go. There. Okay. Tad too long. Just cut it. Just like that. That's perfect. First, I just bind it down. Make sure that I can bind down the end, because that's very important. I'll take my time there. Okay. Knife makes it easier. So now that I've used the knife, I can actually hide the end there. There's no tag, and then go back up. So at this point you could just spiral up, make sure that it's not as tight as I want. But now that we bound this, we can actually just pull on this, and that is it. Okay, bind that. Sometimes that loosens up while you're binding actually. So if that happens, don't be alarmed. Okay, now we are doing our wraps at the back here. Okay. doesn't matter what color. Some people are so particular about color, but I use whatever I have, so I'm not really particular with color of the cord or the tie. I'm just tightening that up, making sure it's super tight before I actually glue right here. So there's excess there. Just take tissue, take that off. Now, just to ensure that it is super coated all over, just take I have a chopstick here, and I just rub that, make sure that all the sides are covered. Okay. Now, we're kind of in a hurry here, as always, so that I can show you guys. So I'm gonna spray this with accelerant. This thing stinks and it whitens the stuff, but just so I can handle it for you guys. Okay, so not as clear as I want, but there you go. So 2. Alrighty. Now, remember, this is for the back. This is slightly longer than this. Okay, as you can see there, this one is shorter. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is longer and it would kind of reach the back a bit more, while the other one is shorter and it is not going to snag the leader. This is important. And this other one actually sits on the other side. So when you're rigging this, make sure that the hooks are all pointing in the direction that you want them to. So like this one, as you can see there, is like that. There we go. Okay, so I'm rigging it like this, and this thing is ready to go for longtails. Now I only need, honestly, I only need this one at the top right here, but since there's a connection point there, so why not? All right, so that is it. This is the the razor stinger from Braid Products, from their Tantrum series of lures and jigs. All right, old school and rigged not so old school. Alrighty, so if you have questions, drop them in the comment section below. I'm gonna upload this immediately because I'm kind of excited to show you guys that I'm back, you know. And wow, look at that. It looks like a trapeze artist. Actually, that's a good thumbnail, huh? There we go. That's a good thumbnail. And yeah, I'm back, and I'm gonna be doing a lot more of these rigging videos, and also we're gonna be doing a lot of DIYs. I'm gonna be showing you guys the stuff that I do on the lathe, and there's all sorts of things that you could do on the lathe. It's not an awfully big lathe. I think the maximum capacity of this lathe is actually about 11 or 12 inches. But we could do tools, we could do lures, of course. I mean, you know, I have lures. I can make lures like this, and this is awfully long. It can lathe up to 8 inches, so I can make teasers. Aside from the stuff that I've been doing, I've been experimenting a lot on rattles. Okay, I'm gonna show you this. Okay, so that's a very noisy rattle if you actually put it in between wood. Now, actually already noisy because normally you don't hear that. You get this sound. That's hella noisy, but check this out. That is noisier. Okay? So if you put it between two pieces of wood, it's noisier. Okay, so I'm still refining everything and playing around with materials and stuff. So once I have something that's really good, I'm gonna put them in like the lures. Alrighty, so yeah, I mean, I'm making small prop lures that I'm gonna use for Toman in the Philippines and some other stuff. Obviously, I have a lot of freshwater stuff in mind, and I have a lot of saltwater stuff in mind as well. So watch out for that. Alrighty, that's it for this video. If you learned something from this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want your buddies, family, friends to learn with you, click on the share. Very, very important. Alrighty, and if you want to do more for the channel, click on join. Alrighty, that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Class dismissed.